how to prepare your finances for a mortgage application, or should I say for a quality mortgage application. Because the old adage, yes, I'm dating myself as always, GIGO, garbage in, garbage out, it still stands, even when it comes to mortgages. Hi there, I'm Ella Gurfinkel, Senior Loan Officer with Fairway Independent Mortgage and Team Ella. And our chat today is about what do we really need, what are we looking for, and how do you prepare yourself to apply for a mortgage and get the best result for you with the least amount of stress. Well, the list is actually quite simple. If you can answer those questions, that's about, 30% of the job right there. Your name. One of the questions I usually ask is, do you use a middle name or a middle initial when you sign legal documents? Because guess what? What I've seen over the years is you usually go by your first and last, but your driver license or one of your legal docs may actually have a middle name or a middle initial on it. If you don't use it every day, but it gets onto your loan application somehow, come signing time, you may be asked to sign with that middle name or middle initial. And if that's not how you sign your legal docs, there may be a slight problem with the documents. So, your name, first and last, and do you or do you not use a middle name or a middle initial? Date of birth, Social Security, where do you live? Now, where do you live? How do you live there? Meaning, are you owning? Are you renting? Are you living rent-free with family or friends? In which case, you will need a letter from the said family or friends to verify that you're living with them rent-free. Next, if you have been there less than 2 years, then we need to know how long you've been there and what your previous addresses were. And once again, did you own, did you rent, or did you live rent-free? Part 2, your employment information. Just like with the living arrangements, we look for a 2-year history. So we need to know, who do you work for? How do you get paid? This is actually the question that a lot of people get stumped by. So let me help you out. When we ask you how much you're paid or how you're paid or what you're paid, what we're really looking for is, are you wage, meaning hourly? Are you salary, meaning you get paid a set amount per year or per month? And if you're hourly, we want to know what you make per hour and how many hours on average per week do you actually work. This is how we would calculate your income to qualify you for a home to buy. So yes, this is extremely important. Next, if you have overtime, we will ask you for the overtime information. And the best way you can help us on the mortgage side out with your financials for that purpose is by providing us with the most recent pay stubs. Yes, we do ask for about 30 days of those. And if you have the year-end pay stubs for the prior 2 years, so we can again calculate your income correctly. Same applies to bonuses. Same applies to commissions. So knowing what you make and providing as accurate of information going in will make you go a very long way with your mortgage professional. I know if it were me and you providing me with the info, I would literally jump up and hug you and kiss you. If you have been less than 2 years at the current job, then we would want the 2-year history. We need to know where you worked. Those are all the questions you may want to prepare in advance, like your job history, like your pay history, like your current pay and how you get paid. Moving on to the next subject, we're talking about where the money for down payment comes from. In mortgage speak, we call it assets, meaning what do you have? Assets we refer to typically only as liquid assets, meaning accounts that you can easily convert into cash. We're talking checking, savings, certificates of deposit, so short, long-term doesn't really matter, those still can be converted to cash, possibly stock accounts, investment accounts. Life insurance, unfortunately, doesn't mostly count unless it has cash value. When it comes to retirement accounts, we can only use the vested portion. If you work for a company that differentiates, provides a 401k or a retirement account, and differentiates on it how much of the money is vested, meaning the money that you could walk away with today, draw, take out, that's your vested portion, that's what we're looking for. We're not looking at the full balance. Again, those are the documents you may want to have prepped, locked and loaded before you apply for the loan. And there you have it. This, in a nutshell, is basically how you prepare your financials, how you prepare your paperwork. There may be other questions that come up as we review different documentation, like 2 months of your bank statements or 2 months or quarterly investment statements. Typically, that's a good starting point, and if you have that entire list upfront, locked, loaded, bring it to your loan officer. I'm not saying on paper, those ships have sailed to the most part. We take everything electronically nowadays. I'm sure your mortgage professional, if it ain't me, would also appreciate you just as much. It will make for a smooth sailing and an easy closing for your loan and home purchase. Thank you for watching. Ask your questions below and see you in the next video.